A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. On one occasion, Jesus said to the Pharisees, "There was a rich man who dressed in purple garments and fine linen, and dined sumptuously each day. Now lying at his door was a poor man named Lazarus, covered with sores, who would gladly have eaten his fill of the scraps that fell from the rich man's table. Dogs even used to come and lick his sores." Now when the poor man died, he was carried away by angels to the bosom of Abraham. The rich man died and was also buried. And from the netherworld, where he was in torment, he raised his eyes and saw Abraham far off and Lazarus at his side. And so he cried out, "Father Abraham, have pity on me. Send Lazarus to simply dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am suffering torment in these flames." Abraham replied, "My child, remember that you received what was good during your lifetime, while Lazarus likewise received what was bad. But now he is comforted here, whereas you are tormented. Moreover, between us and you, a great chasm has been established to prevent anyone from crossing who might wish to go from our side to yours, or of course from your side to ours." Then the rich man said, "Then I beg you, Father, send him to my father's house, for I have 5 brothers. Send him so that he may warn them, lest they too come to this place of torment." But Abraham said, "They already have Moses and the prophets. Let them listen to them." He said, "Oh no, Father Abraham, they don't listen, but if someone from the dead would go to them, then they would repent." But Abraham said, "If they will not listen to Moses and the prophets, neither will they be persuaded, even if someone should rise from the dead." The Gospel of the Lord. As we listen to the Gospel weekend after weekend, we can't help but notice that there was definitely some friction between the religious group known as the Pharisees and Jesus himself. The Pharisees had established a very comfortable position for themselves. They were very cozy, and they saw Jesus as a threat. And so from time to time, they tried to trap Jesus in his speech. And from time to time, he had some rather pointed words to address to them. The gospel story today is an illustration of this friction. The Pharisees have once again come to Jesus and demanded some signs from him, signs of the presence and the action of God in his ministry. And Jesus answers with this story that we just heard, which basically points out that there are enough signs already. The rich man wants to prevent his brothers from having to be tormented as he is tormented, and so he asks Abraham to give them a sign of the appearance of Lazarus. But Abraham says, no, they have enough. They have enough signs. We might say the same thing for ourselves. You know, when we first hear about the reaction of the Pharisees, we think how blind and stupid they were. But sometimes we betray that same stupidity and blindness in the way we react. How often have you heard someone mention to you that they were looking for a sign from God? They just wanted a nudge or a push, a sign from God. How often have we read about people who dash to some place where it seems as if there's some kind of an image of Jesus or Mary in the trunk of a tree or in a screen door or in a wall of paint. So in a sense, the story applies to us as well. We have enough signs. It's just that we need to appreciate the signs we already have. We need to understand these signs all around us. How simple things become special signs, and how signs of life become signs of our faith. Just think of what a baby's voice can do, how it can be a powerful sign of God's creativity. Or think of the power of a child's smile, how it can remind us of the bond of love that we hold for one another. Think of the powerful significance of a warm embrace or a handshake. Think of the power of a sign when water is poured here in this church, in the sacrament of baptism. Think of the sign that we celebrate today, the breaking and sharing of bread. We have enough signs. Signs of the presence of God, signs of His loving action in and through all of us.